Who hijacked these planes? Or were they hijacked?
They were, I explain why I say that in the book. They were not the planes that left the airports. They were military enhanced planes that were flown by remote control. And have you heard of something called Operation Northwoods?
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Right. Well, Operation Northwoods was basically, in so many ways, 9/11 in 1962. At the time, in 1962, the American military, Pentagon, and politically too, wanted rid of Castro in Cuba. So the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the military command level of the Pentagon, which was fundamentally also involved with 9/11, they put this plan together called Operation Northwoods. Ladies and gentlemen, see if you recognize this. The plan was, it was the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff was a guy called Lemnitzer. And this is not me pulling it out the ether. I am quoting here the official record from the official American archive. It was most publicly revealed by a guy called James Bamford, a former investigative producer for ABC, in a book he wrote, which was published in the summer of 2001, before 9/11, called Body of Secrets, which was about the NSA. And in the writing of this, he uncovered these documents, which had come to light here and there before, but not as publicly as through this book. This is Operation Northwoods. This is official American documentation. The plan was in 1962, during the Kennedy administration, just before he was assassinated, and Kennedy put a stop to it in the end when he found out about it, it seems. The plan was for the American military to set up terrorist attacks in major cities, New York, Miami, others, to sink American shipping. And this is the most relevant to 9/11, to have a plane flying from a commercial airport on the East Coast that would take it in its normal route across, at a high altitude, obviously, Cuban airspace. This plane, Operation Northwoods documents say, would be full of, this is the quote, carefully selected passengers with carefully selected aliases. The plane would take off, and over Florida, a military CIA plane of the same type, painted in the same airline colors, a drone, 1962, would take off from Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, would get close to the original plane, so basically the dots started to merge, and the drone would be flown on the route over Cuban airspace, and with the passengers, that plane that took off from the airport in an absolutely scheduled flight would be landed at Eglin Air Force Base and the passengers removed. Note how few passengers there were on those planes on September the 11th for what would have got to business time in the West Coast.
But people did die on those flights.
They probably died, but not necessarily by the planes hitting the building. That's another story I go into in the book. It's a lot of background necessary for that. But the point being that these documents said that this drone, without a pilot, would be flown in the colors of the airline and the scheduled flight. When it got over Cuban airspace, they would explode the plane by radio signal. And it even says in the document, and we won't report it, we will wait for the international aviation authorities to tell us that it's happened so that there's more credibility that we didn't know about it. And the idea was, problem, reaction, solution, was to blame it on a ground-to-air missile or a plane from Cuba and justify an invasion of Cuba as a result of that. All these years later, in 2001, basically Operation Northwoods, much expanded, played out in America and justified what? The invasion of country after country in the same way they wanted to use that as an excuse to invade Cuba.